Evening, my name is David, this is Nerdgeist, and this is my pitch for what Marvel should do with the Black Knight. Hope you enjoy. As many of you will know, Marvel already have a Black Knight, and that is played by Kit Harington. He appeared in the Eternals. It wasn't for everyone. That's fine, it's not for you. Move on, we'll get other things here. So I'm thinking we should maybe make something else that deals with the original Black Knight, Sir Percy. Maybe it's a one-off, maybe it's a mini-series, I'm not too sure. That's for you guys to decide, but this is my pitch for it. So, enjoy. First off, he is Sir Percy of Scandia. He serves in King Arthur's court, and he is also the Black Knight, which is his secret identity. In that Sir Percy is this good-hearted lovable oaf, and the Black Knight's another badass with a sword that can cut through anything, forged from a meteorite by Merlin, and who wears an invincible set of armor, who is eventually killed by King Arthur's nephew, Mordred. Okay, picture this. We have Camelot. There is peace. The king is in charge. People are happy. People are content, which means people are starting to ask questions like, maybe I could do a better job, maybe I should be king. Arthur can put it down politically, but he's starting to age. So King Arthur looks for a new champion, and he has Merlin look for it, and they find Sir Percy, a good man who wants to serve the throne and who wants to serve the people. Now, Arthur already has his sword Excalibur, so Merlin decides to create a new sword, one forged from a meteor, and that is the sword that the Black Knight will wield, the Ebony Blade. So, what makes the blade so special? It can cut through anything physical, anything magical, anything immaterial. If it's forged by Merlin, it's forged from a meteorite. Even Dracula's being obsessed with it, which I swear they're going to tie a blade in, I suspect. If not, it was a guess. It grants the user the ability to speak to their dead ancestors. It heals the user over time, and it can deflect energy weapons, and even apparently do its own energy discharge, but that comes at a price. That price is the curse. The curse varies from person to person, so I think that allows us to do whatever we want with it. We can say it's a blood curse, and the more you kill with it, it will drive you into like a berserker rage, and that could be something that Merlin put in there to make sure no one misuses the weapon, and if they do, they become the worst version of themselves. It's not a good curse, but it's a nice way to write it in. At least that's my theory. Okay, we're at Camelot. King Arthur's celebrating maybe 10 years of peace, maybe New Year's, maybe Harvest Festival. None of that's important, but he's celebrating. All the lords and ladies are around, and they're having a great time until someone betrays him from the inside with the help of Mordred and Morgan Le Fay. He's bonded to Excalibur, and they've said, right, we want to break the bond, give that to Morgan Le Fay so she can choose the new leader of the realm, which will be Mordred, obviously. And unfortunately missed someone, and that's Sir Percy. So while they've got everyone held hostage, and they're using that as leverage over Arthur, and they're using magic to try and break him, Merlin appears. Now, everyone's thought he's dead at this point, but he's not. We'll talk about him in a future video. He tells Sir Percy, this is the Ebony Blade. If you take it, you can save everyone. Before he even informs him of the curse, Percy takes it. He says, that's okay, I'll do it. No matter what the cost, he'll do it. Then he goes out and he has to use his wits and his guile to sneak around, freeing as many people as possible before we get to the big final battle of good knights versus bad knights. And that's where I see like the first part of the series. Part 2, you'll see him go off and quest, and then we can turn into an anthology where we deal with other users of the blade, like a pirate and a soldier leading the charge in World War I, I don't know, on horses. Because yes, we still use swords and horses back in World War I, which is kind of scary, because that is just over 100 years ago. But that's my pitch for the basic plan. What do you think? Casting, I'm unsure who would pick for Sir Percy. You want to maybe keep someone unknown, therefore they can grow into the role. But anyone who has seen House of Dragon or Game of Thrones, there's plenty of great UK actors could be brought into this to play various roles. Like Sean Bean or Paddy Considine could play King Arthur, either one of them, fantastic for it. I'm trying to think, have any of them been in the MCU? It's really hard to tell at this point. And other than that, I'm not really sure who you want to pick for roles. But I know what I want for music, because that's a big part of this. I think the MCU's lost that. Obviously, you've got the Avengers theme, which just sounds brilliant when it comes out. But we could do far better than that, and this is where my next big idea comes in. I may not know what I want from a cast, except for probably a UK cast, or people that can even do a decent English accent. But I know what I want musically. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the composer Basil Poulidaris, he did RoboCop, Conan the Barbarian, Red Tide, Starship Troopers. Big sweeping epic scores, the type of stuff that gets the blood just pumping. That's what I want for this. An amazing score, the kind of stuff that is just beautiful to listen to, and if you heard it outside the film you wouldn't realise that it was written for a film. And that's what I want. I'm going to put a link to some of the stuff below, because obviously I can't play it here, and if I played a snippet it just doesn't do it justice, so I'll put the whole thing in and you can listen, and I'll play like my 4 favourites below and we'll see what you think. And I just think the MCU's been missing this. It has the great Avengers theme, but this is like the one thing I think DC has that Marvel doesn't. Tim Burton's Batman, John Williams' Superman, they're just iconic. Marvel doesn't have that for any of them, so I think we could do better, and I think Sir Percy's Black Knight, he could get it, and that could carry on to the next Black Knight, and the one after that, and the one after that, you know. So check them out below. That's my pitch for a Black Knight one-off mini-series. I don't know, anything. It's just a bit of fun. That's what I want, but with a deep meaning behind it, that of, you know, honor. I think that'd be really great to have. It's just, I don't think we get things like this anymore. Our fantasy is usually dark and grim, and that's fine. Like, I'm a big fan of dark, grim fantasy, but I'm also a big fan of the hero overcoming adversity, and that's why I think Sir Percy could work quite well. If you're a fan of Brandon Sanderson, you'll know, like, he does some great main characters. Calden from the Stormlight series, sorry, Stormlight Archive. Think like that, but, you know, in the MCU, that's how I see Sir Percy coming out. This guy who, against all the odds, just comes out on top. Anyway, so if you like that, please like and subscribe, and if you don't like it, comment below and tell me what you would do, because I kind of like the idea of this being an interactive thing. So yeah, I hope to hear from you soon, guys, and I hope this is the first of many videos, and I'll see you all later. Cheers.